What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Friday Finish Lines. Thank you for joining me here on my YouTube channel, where I take motivational quotes and I use them on different topics, not only to inspire you guys, but take these quotes, take my words, and use them to inspire others. That being said, my topic of discussion today is want. What do you want out of this life, out of this world, and are you doing it? Is this the life that you're supposed to be living? Are you living in the future that you say you want to have? And so we're going to get right into that. I have two amazing quotes for you guys today. Let's get started. Start you guys off with the first quote. It comes from Ella Fitzgerald. She says, "Just don't give up trying to do what you really want to do. Where there is love and inspiration, I don't think you can go wrong." I like this one because it says don't give up on what you really want to do. A lot of us get older. We settle into our jobs, we have kids, and we sort of forget the reason why we started doing these things. Why that inner child of us is like trying to come out. It's trying to tell us that, hey, I understand that you don't have that much time. Life has bogged you down and you're just like so stressed out with everything that's going on in your life. But there is something you've always wanted. There's this life you've always wanted to live. And I always recommend people, if there's something you did as a child, do it now as an adult, because I guarantee you it will not only inspire you, but also heal something inside of you to keep pushing, to keep going, because you're older now. You have maybe not as much time, maybe you have a little bit more income, and you can definitely do things that you weren't able to do as a child. You were able to buy things that you weren't able to do as a child. A lot of us struggle with knowing what we want, and when I say that, I mean finding our purpose, finding our drive, finding our why. Why do you wake up? Why do you go to work? Why do you make this money? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? There's a lot of questions that we have in our life that go unanswered because we choose not to answer them. We choose not to face them. Instead, we find ourselves complacent in our own lives, and we find ourselves stagnant and stuck, and we get comfortable. Always be uncomfortable. Everyone's always like, I don't want to make them feel this way. I don't want to push them out of their boundaries when no, if you want to grow with someone, if you want to grow, you want to be with someone that's going to push you. It's going to make you get out of your comfort zone and become the person that you're meant to become, and force you to do things that you otherwise would not have done if they were not there. So when it comes to your own personal growth and your own strength and your own passion, make sure you're pushing yourself and make sure you know what you want. Really sit down and think about it. Like really bottle down. Really settle down for a second and think to yourself, what do I want out of this life? Where do I see myself in the next 10 years? And who is the person I want to be? And am I living in that person right now? My next quote for you guys comes from Larry Elder. He says, "Doing what you want to do is easy. Doing what you have to do is hard." I always like that quote where it's like, eating junk food is hard, but also working out is hard. Waking up early is hard, but staying up late is hard as well. And there's this idea of like choosing your hard. What is it that you want to do? And yes, it may be hard, it may be difficult, you want to take the easy way, you want to just, coast through this life, but if you continue to do that, that's all you're ever going to do is coast. Don't you want to go up? You want to ascend. You want to be in that space. You want to be in that position that you've always dreamed of. And I always think, people always like, well, you're like saying there's like that hustle culture, like you gotta push every day to do these things. You gotta do it. I'm not saying it's gonna happen overnight. I'm not saying that you're gonna be like a millionaire by the time you're 30. What I'm saying is that through this life, through this next, average person lives like to 80, maybe 70 if you're lucky. For these next, I'm 25 now. For these next like 40, 60 years of my life, this is what I mean. It is a compound thing. It does not happen overnight, and it is something that we must realize in our life is going to maybe take a while. But if you start now, if you start doing those things now, healing yourself, bettering yourself, and really finding out what you want, I guarantee you, when you are older, your life will be that much easier. You'll kind of go through life like, okay, if this is what I want, does this like thing that I see right here in front of me at age 30, does this align with where I want to be in the next couple of years? If it doesn't, that makes your life that much easier. It takes away less stress. It takes away stress, and it puts you in a position to be more comfortable and also changing and growing and finding your space that you want to be in. So, what do you want to do? All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me here on my Friday Finish Lines. I'll see you guys next week with a new video, new topic, and it probably will be still the month of October. So I hope you guys are getting in that spooky season. The weather is definitely getting more gloomy. The sun is definitely going away, but it's still hot here and there. So remember to drink your water, stay safe, and remember to take care of those around you. But first, you gotta take care of yourself. All right, I'll see you guys next week.